Hey guys, welcome back to week 8, and we are still in our growth and change unit, but we're gonna kind of switch gears a little bit, and we're going to jump out of reading fiction and jump into some nonfiction. So we are moving to this essential question: how does growth and change affect us and the world around us? And we're gonna take a look at some animals and talk about like literal change, not change that people make as they grow and change, but literal change as in life cycles. And I think this is cool because it does connect to our science learning. Um, and we're kind of studying plants and how they grow and change and even their life cycles. So I'm going to break this into 2 parts. So it's okay if you do both parts on the same day, but I do want you to watch this part 1 video, and then I want you to select a text and do what Mrs. Bird is doing before you move on to the next one. So I'm going to go and hop over to my Epic account. So I will have sent this to you already in your mailbox for this week. And these are the choices of text that you have to read about an animal's life cycle and how they grow and change. So the first part is to select a topic, and we want to prepare our brains before we start reading. So I would like for you to, forgive my phone. I would like for you to create an organizer that you can use to kind of keep track of the jotting part. So I'm going to show you mine. Here is mine. Can you see that in there? Okay, I chose chameleons, and I have broken up my organizer into 3 parts, and these parts are really important. This first part here says, prepare my brain, what I know. So we're going to take time to think about what do we already know about the topic before we open up the book and start reading. And then there in the second part is the wow. Remember, we talked about reading with a sense of wonder. When we read nonfiction text, we are reading for the purpose of learning information about whatever the topic is that we have chosen. And we don't know everything, guys. It's true. So I wouldn't pick a text if I kind of already knew everything about it. I'm reading with a sense of wonder. What can I learn? And so as we're reading and we have that moment where our brain says, wow, I didn't know that, dot, dot, dot. Or maybe your brain has that moment where it says, wait a minute, that can't be true. Those moments that you have as a reader are a signal to your brain to stop and process that information that you've learned. So I have that here in my middle column. So when I have those moments, I'm going to stop and jot those down. And then the last part, which is the biggest part of my organizer, says my learning about the life cycle. Now, we do want to have a focus to our brain because we know we're reading about growth and change. So I am going to pay particular attention to how the animal that I have selected grows and changes and kind of keep track of that as I'm going. So step 1 is going to be select your topic. I have chosen chameleons because I truly don't know a lot about chameleons, and I thought that this would be a really cool one to choose. You're going to choose a different text to practice. You're also going to learn about chameleons because you're going to read it with me. And so I'm going to stop right now, and I'm going to think, what do I already know about chameleons and their life cycle? And as I talk to you, I'm going to jot it down on my organizer. So first of all, I know that chameleons are lizards, reptiles. And because they're reptiles, one of the things that I know is that they lay eggs. I also know that chameleons are super cool because they can change color. So they can change the color of their skin to blend in or camouflage in the environment. It's part of how they protect themselves. So I'm going to write that down. I also know that chameleons eat insects, bugs. So I'm going to put that on here. And they have a long winding tail. I think that might be it, guys. I think that might be it. Do you know anything else about chameleons? So you might have some learning in your brain that I don't have, and that's okay. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to stop the video. Well, I guess I'm going to stop the video. And before you just go on to part 2, I want you to open up your Epic account and go to your mailbox, which will be up here. And I will have sent this to you. And I want you to pick. So your choices are a kangaroo, a frog, a snake, a sea turtle, a spider, or a wolf. And if I can find any more, I might add a couple more choices in there. Choose one, and you're going to create your organizer. And you are going to stop and fill out that first part of your organizer, just like I did, the prepare my brain. And this is really important, guys, to set yourself up, because sometimes what we think we know, sometimes the things that we learn because we saw it in a movie or we read it in a fiction book, or our brother and sometimes even our parents tell us things that they heard, and guess what? Maybe they're not true. So we have to be ready to face those misconceptions. I thought I knew this, but really I'm learning this. So it's important to have that filled out. All right, so I'm going to stop the video. You're going to choose a topic, make your organizer, and fill out the prepare my brain part. And then you can jump to the next video and we will together do the reading of a chameleon's life. Okay? Sound good? All right, guys.